So I made a video called They Live! Mandela Effects Flip-Flop back on February 19, 2020. And I came across a comment from Tom Tag 1 week ago, and he says the following: "Totally follow you on this one. They live! Is in my top 5, totally agree. Just found one Mandela effect this morning and need your backup on this one. Maybe it already has been covered, but I stepped upon the famous Beatles cover where they are crossing the Abbey Road. When I was young, I remember studying this cover. I do covers for French rap industry and asking myself about the Zig Zag white line on the floor, then realized it was normal in the British circulation system. Today, the zigzag are gone and it's straight line from the crosswalk. It's like Springsteen cover. I'm completely sure about this one. Well, for me, I'm not 100% sure on the zigzag white line in the cover of the Beatles' Abbey Road, but I did look into this and found some strange things going on, as well as some new Mandela effects on this cover of this album. So thank you, Tom Tag, for commenting on my video and letting me know what you remember. I want to read something I came across in regards to the Beatles' Abbey Road pictures that were taken for this photo shoot. I will also show a video from NBC, and it's an interview with Joe Levy, contributing editor at Rolling Stone. So this will back up my findings that Ian McMillan, who was the photographer, only took 6 pictures within a 10-minute time frame for this photo shoot. As the Beatles crossed Abbey Road several times, Ian McMillan was able to snap 6 quick shots within a 10-minute time frame. In the sequence of Abbey Road photos taken that day in 1969, Paul is first seen walking in sandals in 2 images, and the rest barefoot. The barefoot image used on Abbey Road album cover helped launch the notorious Paul is dead conspiracy theory, which quickly became an international phenomenon. Okay, so here is where it starts getting strange. I remember the zebra stripes on the crosswalk, and they were thick and evenly spaced. And they still are thick and evenly spaced. But as I show you in my video, you will be surprised to see unevenly spaced crosswalk lines in the pictures. So where did those come from? It's unbelievable. Also, I do not ever remember Paul holding a cigarette in his right hand. This appeared out of nowhere. And in the interview with Joe Levy, the contributing editor at Rolling Stone, he describes each of the Beatles one by one, and he does not ever mention the cigarette in Paul's hand. So I have a question for you. Do you happen to remember the order of the Beatles on the Abbey Road photo? So for me, from right to left, I remember it was John was first, then Ringo, then Paul, and he was barefoot, and then finally George. Something strange is going on with this photo, so take a look and let me know what you remember. Enjoy.
So the shoot for the cover of Abbey Road took all of 10 minutes. How many pictures were taken? 6. During the recording sessions for what was sort of the Beatles' last album, the Beatles were barely the Beatles at this point. Abbey Road, the cover of it is Paul's idea. He's the mastermind of this record. He's the only one, honestly, who wants the Beatles still together at this point. And yet, there are 6 shots from the 10 minutes it took to shoot this thing. In a lot of them, he's wearing sandals. In this one, he's barefoot. And people did notice it right away when this album came out, and they started wondering why. And this myth grew up. There's John, he's in white, he's the spiritual leader. There's Ringo, he's in black, he's the Undertaker. There's Paul, he's out of step with the others, he's barefoot because he's a corpse. Why the corpse is dressed but not wearing shoes, I don't know. And there's George, he's all dressed in denim, he's in the working man's clothes. Look at that car, look at the Volkswagen, look at the license plate. What are the last few things on it? 28 if. If Paul had lived, because he was 27 at the time that this happened, he'd be 28. The magic, the mystery, the whole thing around the Beatles was that people were fiending for information.
The Beatles, Abbey Road, the Anniversary Edition. Catch that magic feeling with brand new stereo mixes. Plus exclusive session takes and demos. The Beatles, Abbey Road, the Anniversary Edition.